OpenAI has just unveiled GPT-5, their most advanced large language model yet. This isn't just an incremental upgrade, it's a leap forward that could reshape how AI is used in business, creativity, and everyday life. And in the investment world, it has huge implications. In particular, it could send NVIDIA's stock even higher than it already is. But what does that mean for AMD? Today, we'll explore how GPT-5 changes the AI accelerator market, why NVIDIA is perfectly positioned to benefit most, and how AMD fits into the picture. GPT-5 powers the back-end of chatgpt, which already serves hundreds of millions of users worldwide. But GPT-5 doesn't just chat better. During its launch, you could see it operate more like a true digital assistant, pulling in facts, reasoning in real time, searching the internet, even using external tools and APIs. This concept is called agentic AI. AI that doesn't just answer questions, but takes actions, chains tasks together, and works toward goals. The speed of those actions matters. The more instant the responses feel, the more useful AI becomes. And that's where hardware, the chips running all of this, comes in. When AI companies launch models like GPT-5, they need huge amounts of computing power. That computing power comes mainly from AI accelerators, typically GPUs designed specifically for these workloads. For the kinds of jobs GPT-5 does, handling text, images, voice, reasoning, and tool use all at once, NVIDIA's Blackwell GPUs are widely considered the gold standard. Why? Because NVIDIA doesn't just make fast chips. They have an entire ecosystem, including CUDA, their deep learning software platform, that developers have been using for over a decade. This means AI companies can build and optimize faster on NVIDIA hardware, which translates to better performance and lower latency for end users. Simply put, GPT-5 isn't just a win for AI research. It's a massive driver of demand for NVIDIA's products. NVIDIA's data center revenue is already enormous, over 12 times larger than AMD's, and it's been growing more than 5 times as quickly. With GPT-5, every company wanting to integrate it into their products needs servers filled with AI chips that can handle intense workloads without slowing down. That demand surge could last years, not months. And remember, we're also on the verge of AI rolling into industries like gaming, virtual assistants, coding assistants, robotics, and autonomous vehicles, all of which require NVIDIA's low-latency, high-throughput capabilities. Plus, with recent easing of export restrictions to China, NVIDIA could regain access to billions in sales that were previously locked away. Analysts estimate that could mean roughly $8 billion in additional revenue. AMD isn't out of the game by any means. Their GPUs are strong in certain areas, particularly large-scale text-only inference across very long context windows. This means they can be more cost-efficient in models designed purely for heavy reading and writing tasks. And in CPUs, which still power a large chunk of data center operations, AMD holds an increasingly competitive position against Intel. They also dominate in some consumer segments, like desktop processors, and supply custom chips for gaming consoles like the Xbox and PlayStation. But in the AI GPU space, particularly for training and multimodal workloads, AMD's ROCm software ecosystem is still playing catch-up compared to NVIDIA's option. And that's a big deal, because software maturity can be just as important as raw hardware specs when AI developers decide what to use. Realistically, analysts estimate AMD's share of the AI data center GPU market might max out at about 10 to 15% in the medium term. That's a decent slice of a rapidly growing market, but not enough to match the sheer momentum behind NVIDIA in the GPT-5 wave. The global AI accelerator market is projected to grow by almost 30% per year over the next decade. That's an enormous rising tide, and both NVIDIA and AMD will rise with it, but at very different rates and in different niches. For investors looking to benefit directly from GPT-5 and similar AI breakthroughs, NVIDIA is in the prime seat. It has the performance, the developer loyalty, the ecosystem, and the dominance in multimodal, low-latency, high-volume AI workloads that GPT-5 will demand. AMD's growth story is more about diversification, strong CPUs, competitive GPUs for certain inference use cases, plus gaming and semi-custom console hardware. Those are all healthy businesses, but they're not the main engines being revved up by the GPT-5 announcement. GPT-5 represents the next major step in artificial intelligence, and it will spark a surge in demand for the world's best AI hardware. NVIDIA, already the leader in this sector, is aligned perfectly with the kind of workloads GPT-5 will popularize. That's why many analysts believe NVIDIA's stock could continue its record-breaking run. AMD will benefit too, but on a smaller scale and mostly in its specific strengths. For investors tracking AI hardware plays, the clear takeaway is that GPT-5 has tilted the scales even further toward NVIDIA in the race for AI dominance. So as AI adoption accelerates into 2025 and beyond, NVIDIA looks set to remain the biggest winner.